If you're thinking about buying a home today, I've got some welcoming news for you. It's coming right after the intro. I'm Jeremy Tolley and you're watching Keaton, PA. Okay, so right now, even though it's still a seller's market, it's more of a moderate seller's market than last year. In fact, the days of feeling like you may have to waive contingencies or pay way over asking price to get your offer may be coming to a close. Already today, you should have less competition and more negotiating power as a buyer. That's because the intensity of buyer demand and bidding wars is easing this year. So let's say bidding wars were the biggest factor that had you sitting on the sidelines. Here are two trends that may be just what you need to re-enter the market. 1. The return of contingencies. Over the last 2 years, more buyers were willing to skip steps in the home buying process, nothing important, just things like the appraisal or the inspection, in order to try to win a bidding war. But now, fewer people are waiving the inspection and the appraisal. The latest data from the National Association of Realtors shows the number of buyers waiving their home inspection and appraisal is declining. And a recent survey from Realtor.com confirms that more sellers are accepting offers that include these conditions today. According to their August study, 95% of sellers reported buyers requested a home inspection, and 67% of sellers negotiated with buyers on repairs as a result of the inspection findings. This goes to show buyers are more able to include these conditions in their offers today and negotiate as needed based on the outcome of the inspection. And number 2, sellers are more willing to help with closing costs. Yep. Now, generally, closing costs range between 2% and 5% of the purchase price. Before the pandemic, it was a common negotiation tactic for sellers to cover some of, if not all, of the buyer's closing costs to sweeten the deal. And this simply didn't happen as much during the peak buyer frenzy over the past 2 years. Today, as the market shifts and demand slows, data from Realtor.com suggests this is making a comeback. In a recent article, 32% of sellers paid some or all of the buyer's closing costs. And this may be a negotiation tool that you'll see as you go to purchase your home. But just keep in mind, limits on closing cost credit are set by your lender and can vary by state and loan type. So work closely with your loan advisor to understand how much a seller can contribute to closing costs in your area. And the bottom line is this: regardless of the extremely competitive housing market over the past several years, today's data suggests that negotiations are starting to make a comeback. This is good news if you're planning to enter the housing market. To find out how the housing market is shifting in your area, let's connect.